Got a lot of plans for the summer, so let's go through it all.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you are new. My name is Heather. I'm a homeschooling mom of 3 kids finishing our 11th year homeschooling. My kids are elementary, middle, and high school age, and today I'm going to be sharing with you our summer homeschool plans. I am collaborating with Angie from Science Mama and sharing what we are going to be doing for the summer, and I will have a link for her video in the description box. We are year-round homeschoolers, and so we finish up our curriculum that I tend to plan for the year, usually in April. Sometimes it's in March, but this year it was the end of April for all the kids to be completely done. So we tend to move into interest-led learning and more passion projects throughout the summer as I plan for our new homeschool year, which we tend to start in July, August, depending on the year. So every year I do similar things, and the first thing that I do is I get a bunch of books. My kids are big readers. I'm a big reader. If you've been watching any of my videos, you will know this. Reading is super important to me. We are literature-based homeschoolers. We tend to use Sonlight every year and then add in other things as well. But several years ago, I learned about Sonlight's summer readers, and since then, I tend to pick up all of the summer readers every year. So first I'm gonna go through the elementary books that I got for Lucy. Now Lucy is just finishing up first grade. She has made a ton of progress with her reading. However, these elementary books I would say are geared more towards 3rd, 4th, 5th grade. They are a little bit more challenging than what I would want for her for beginning chapter books, but that doesn't mean that we will not read them. I do like to partner read with Lucy on more challenging books where she will read a page and then I'll read a few pages, and then she'll read a page and then I'll read a few pages. That helps build up their confidence as well as just giving me time to sit and read with her. So I'm going to share the elementary books first. So the first book is Max Einstein, The Genius Experiment. It is about a 12-year-old girl who is recruited by a mysterious organization to help solve some of the world's toughest problems using science, and she is helped by a diverse group of young geniuses from around the globe as they invent new ways to power the farthest reaches of the planet. So that sounds like a lot of fun. The next book is Sammy Keys and the Killer Cruise, and it's about Sammy getting acquainted with her dad on an ocean cruise and knowing that would be awkward, but then an heiress to a perfume empire disappears, and it's clear that everyone's in for a rocky ride, so that also sounds fun. 1/3 Nerd. So this is about Liam and his sisters working together when their landlord Torps the Corpse threatens the family with eviction if they don't get rid of their dog. So that sounds like a fun little book. And the main character, Liam, is in 5th grade. So again, a little bit more upper elementary, I think, for these books. This last one for the elementary is Tuesdays at the Castle. So this book is about a princess whose parents disappear while traveling to a royal event. So I think this might actually be right up Lucy's alley, so I'm excited about it. And it is a series. One of the things that I love about the Sonlight summer readers is oftentimes they are the first book in a series, and I'm really happy about that so that it will keep my kids engaged for a while. Now I'm going to move into the middle grade readers, and I get the middle and high school levels, and Jack and Emma, they can just read all of it. Whatever they want to read, they're able to. The first book is actually a sequel from one of the summer readers from last year, Ali Cross, Like Father, Like Son by James Patterson. Jack read the first book in this series last year, and actually he is already halfway through the book. I just got these books and my kids already have started reading them. Like, I literally just gave this to him yesterday. My kids do a lot of reading at night. So this is why I am constantly getting books, but like I said, I'm glad to see a second book in a series because he did enjoy the first one. So this is the first book. And then Magic's Most Wanted, about Mason Mortimer Morrison, who has always known he's unlucky, and that was before his dad was sent to jail. His grades plummeted from meh to yikes. And oh yeah, 2 officers from some organization called Magic's showed up to arrest him in the middle of 4th period. Talk about bad luck. So that sounds like a really fun one. The next one is Snared, Escape to the Above by Adam J. Epstein. Wiley Snare has never seen the sun or the blue sky or even his parents. He lives underground, creating traps to keep treasure seekers away from the gold in an ancient wizard's dungeon. He mops up giant slug slime, avoids poison darts, and herds undead skeletons. It's all he knows. Oh, this sounds fun too. See, I love middle grade fiction. It's so fun. They're quick, easy reads, and I really enjoy them. All right, the next one is Stowaway. When scientists discover a rare and mysterious mineral buried in the Earth's crust, they have no idea that it's the most valuable substance in the universe. It's not long before aliens show up to our corner of the galaxy, offering us a promise of protection, fabulous new technology, and entry into their intergalactic coalition, all in exchange for this resource. Something so precious that other alien forces are willing to start a war over it, a war that soon makes its way to Earth. Sounds like Thor, and I love Thor, so no, I'm really excited to see Jack read some of these books. He loves science fiction stuff as well. The Story Collector, inspired by the true story of a girl who lived in the library. 11-year-old Viviani Fedler grew up surrounded by books, but now she's ready for her own story to begin. As the daughter of the library superintendent, Viviani has explored every nook, cranny, and room except the ones her father keeps locked. When Viviani suspects that the library is haunted, she decides to spook new girl Merritt Mubarak with a harmless little prank, but what begins as a joke quickly gets out of hand. Oh, this is fun. All right, the next one is A Long Line of Cakes, and this is about the cake family that travels from place to place, setting up bakeries and communities that need them. I feel like that is a really worthwhile investment of time, but it seems like Emma, the main character, does not want to get attached to anyone because her family moves so much, but fate has other plans. And so does Ruby Lavender, who's going to show Emma a thing or two about making friendship last and knowing a place well enough that it starts to know you back. So that sounds like a really heartwarming book. The next one is The Elephant in the Room, and I love this cover. It's so, so pretty. I know that everybody says never judge a book by its cover, but to be real honest, I do that constantly. Sila has been waiting months for her mom to return home from overseas, but hope suddenly arrives in the form of a kind lottery winner, an intriguing boy from school, and a rescued circus elephant. Their story together is one of friendship, courage, and compassion, and the forming of bonds that will last a lifetime. Oh, that sounds really sweet. All right, and then the last one for the middle grade is The Wizards of Once, Twice Magic, from the author of How to Train Your Dragon. Oh, okay. My kids love those books, and the show, and the movies, all of that stuff. Where there is one witch, there will be others. This was once the story of a wizard and a warrior who had been taught since birth to hate each other like poison, but the wizard boy Czar and the warrior girl Wish have been brought together in the bad woods and now share a terrifying truth. Witches are on the hunt once more, and danger lurks behind every tree trunk. This is a big, thick book, but it has some fun illustrations too. So I think that Emma is going to like this. Okay, this is book 2 though. So I might have to buy the first book so that she can have that, which I do not have. I'm going to add it to my list. All right, now I'm going to move to the high school level books. The Glass Sentence. And this is, she has only seen the world through maps. She had no idea they were so dangerous. This is in 1891. Almost a century ago, the Great Disruption threw all of the continents into different time periods, from prehistory to the far future. In this new world, map making has become a fine art, a mixture of both science and magic. Sophia Timms comes from a family of explorers and cartographers. 8 years ago, her parents left on an urgent mission and never returned. Now she lives with her brilliant uncle Shadrach, the foremost cartographer in Boston, who teaches her everything that he knows. Well, that's kind of fun, actually. I think that'll be really interesting. And again, this is the first book in a series. We're actually thinking about doing like a geography credit for Emma this year for high school. So it could be a good introduction to maps. I mean, she has done map work a lot in the past, but we're actually thinking of doing a full geography course. So the next book I have is Echo Mountain, and this says, after losing almost everything in the Great Depression, Ellie's family is forced to leave their home and town and start over in the untamed wilderness of nearby Echo Mountain. Ellie has found a welcome freedom and a love of the natural world in her new life on the mountain, but there is little joy after a terrible accident leaves her father in a coma, an accident unfairly blamed on Ellie. So this is by Lauren Wolk, and she actually wrote Beyond the Bright Sea, which Emma read a couple of months ago. She got that for Christmas from one of her friends, and she really enjoyed that book. So I think this will be another good book to read from that author. Then I have The Mark of the Dragonfly. When Piper finds the girl, she doesn't remember a thing about her life, but the intricate tattoo on her arm is proof that she's from the Dragonfly territories and that she's protected by the king, which means a reward for Piper if she can get her home. The next one is Cosmic. Liam has always had trouble keeping his feet on the ground. Being 239,000 miles from Earth doesn't make it any easier. So this next book is called Imperium, and it says Hazel Farragon, that might not be pronounced correctly, has always been good at magic, but she never thought it was a big deal. Her family's dynasty has been using it to rule over Imperium for over 3,000 years, but after an intruder breaks into the vault containing her family's prized Lurlander seals, the Farragans magic and their hold over the empire are in jeopardy. I love all these fantasy type books. The last one in this group of books that I have is Children of the Fox, a Thieves of Shadow novel. Lured by the promise of more money than they've ever dreamed of, 5 young criminals are hired to steal a treasure from the most powerful sorcerer in the city. And again, this is a really fun cover, I think. So those are all the summer readers that I ordered from the 2022 Summer Reader catalog, which is on the Sonlight website. I ordered them from Amazon just because I had some gift cards to use. But I did see a few other books that we hadn't purchased before in their Summer Readers list. So I did get these as well. The first one is Earthsea, A Wizard of Earthsea. And this says, Jed was the greatest sorcerer in all Earthsea, but he was once called Sparrowhawk, a reckless youth hungry for power and knowledge who tampered with long-held secrets and loosed a terrible shadow upon the world. This is the tale of his testing, how he mastered the mighty words of power, tamed an ancient dragon, and crossed death's threshold to restore the balance. And this is the first book in a series, which is why I got it. And because it has dragons, Emma is dragon obsessed and has been for years, so I know that she will enjoy this book. The next one is Masterminds, and I actually saw books 2 and 3 of Masterminds on the Sonlight website, but I had never seen this book, so I ordered the first one. And this says, Eli Frieden lives in the most perfect town in the world, Serenity, New Mexico, where honesty and integrity are valued above all else. Eli has never left Serenity until one day he bikes to the edge of the city limits and something so crazy and unexpected happens, it changes everything. Eli convinces his friends to help him investigate further, and soon it becomes clear that nothing is as it seems in Serenity. So I thought that this sounded good, and the fact that there are 2 other books, I thought Jack might like it. And then the last book that I have to share with you today is The Unwanteds. I got this book purely for this little review up at the top that says The Hunger Games meets Harry Potter, and Emma has already started reading it, so She loves both the Hunger Games and Harry Potter, as do I. This is the first book in a very long series. There's like 8 books, I think. It says, every year in Quill, 13-year-olds are sorted into categories. The strong, intelligent wanteds go to university. The artistic unwanteds are sent to their graves. On the day of the purge, identical twins Alex and Aaron Stowe await their fate. While Aaron is hopeful of becoming a wanted, Alex knows his chances are slim. He's been caught drawing with a stick in the dirt, and in the stark gray land of Quill, being creative is a death sentence. But when Alex and the other unwanteds face the eliminators, they discover an eccentric magician named Mr. Today and his hidden world that exists to save the condemned children. So she's already started this. I know that she's probably really going to like it. It sounds super interesting. And so those are all of the summer readers. Now, I do not expect my kids to read all of these books, but they may, and if they do, great. If they don't, that's also okay. Again, our summer is really about passion projects and interest-based learning, interest-led learning. I want them to have a good summer, explore their interests, figure out things that they want to learn more about next year, and I use that those interests as I'm trying to figure out new things to plan for the new homeschool year. But I also like to have stuff to keep them busy because my kids are better in a rhythm. So the next thing that I have are these little activity books. I have 2 from Evan Moore and then one from a company I've never used before, Summer Bridge Activities. And these are just little workbooks of daily activities. This is for Lucy between grades 1 and 2. And every day there's like a little activity that they can do. And in the Evan Moore books, they have all of the answers right in the back. Now, I know that workbooks are not something that are very common in my homeschool because we're literature-based learners. We tend to read books, discuss books, write about books, research topics that we've discovered in books. So workbooks are not a big thing in our home, but in the summer, I feel like it's always nice to have just a little something. These activities take like 5-10 minutes. They're really not super long or super in-depth or really challenging. It's just something to keep your brain active. And when I was growing up, my mom always got us little workbooks in the summer and I enjoyed them. I don't make them sit down to do these every day, but they do tend to just do them because it's just one more thing on their list of things to do, and it helps occupy their time. So I have one for Lucy between grades 1 and 2. I have one for Jack between grades 6 and 7. And then I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to find one for Emma between grades 8 and 9 because, you know, high school is different. But I thought it would be nice to have this bridging grades 8 to 9. It seemed to be like a similar setup as the Evan Moore books, which I do like, and it just gives them something to keep things fresh in their mind. And then the last thing that I have to share with you for our summer homeschool plans is this thing that is not bound yet because I'm waiting on new coils. It is the Entrepreneurship Unit from Gather Round. Now, we have only used the Easter Gather Round mini unit, and I really enjoyed it, and so did the kids, and it wasn't a whole lot of work for us. And this entrepreneurship unit sounded really interesting. It's a new unit, I think, from this year, and the way that Gather Round works is they have like you buy a digital file and then it has all of the different levels. And so I printed out Lucy the early reader level. She's right on the edge for the early reader, early elementary level. She's right between those 2 levels, but because this is a summer unit and she's still so young, I don't want to force anything on her and make her hate learning. You know, it's got to be careful when they're little. So I just printed out the early reader one for her, and I was not smart, and I did not print it on double sides, so it's really thick, and I have to wait for 1-inch coils so that I can so that I can bind this. And then I also have middle school for Jack, and then high school for Emma. And the primary reason that I wanted to do this unit was because I'm trying to do like a half credit entrepreneurship elective for Emma this year. She's really interested in owning her own business. And so I thought I would combine this with the high school foundations in personal finance from Dave Ramsey and Dave Ramsey's entrepreneurship self-study course online to create a half credit entrepreneurship elective class for her. This is 2 to 3 hours a day for 4 weeks if you do 5 days a week. We are not going to be doing this 5 days a week. I expect that we will do this over 8 weeks, over the entire summer, to see how it goes. And then if there are things in here, there are some case studies and some projects, and I believe that there is something about creating your own business. So there's some other activities that I can add on if we need to add more things in the future, so that I feel like it's a really strong half credit elective. Okay, so now I will turn the camera around and flip through those workbooks and a little bit of the entrepreneurship unit for you. I just wanted to quickly flip through some of these books with you just so you can see. It has reading, math, spelling, critical thinking, and geography. This is between grades 1 and 2. Again, I will have a link for the Evan Moore website in the description box because they do flip through all of their workbooks on their website. So you can find tons of information, or if you're looking for other resources for next school year. So there are 10 weeks of activities, and it does have this little chart that shows what skills are worked on each week, how to use it. So once you get into it, there is this spell it section. This list contains all of the weekly spelling words. So each week it will have this little chart to help you keep track, your student to keep track of how much they have done, plus the spelling words. And then it has this first page, write about one thing you did each day, keeping track of how much you've read, favorite book and why you liked it. And then you move into the daily pages. And so each day is 2 pages, 2 sides of 1 page. So this one has a little story and then some questions. And then on the back, fix the sentences and some math time. And then Tuesday, the spelling words and some copy work. Letters, sounds, words, and some math time. Wednesday, how to be healthy, some art. Letters, sounds, words again, and math time. And then Thursday, finding my way around in my own words, letters, sounds, and words, and math time. And then Friday, read short vowel words to an adult, math time, and then a connect the dot. And then you move into week 2, and it is the same layout and the same type of activity for each day. So there's a lot of consistency and you just kind of know what to expect. And then in the back, it does have the answers for every single day of activities. And then it does also have, well, let's see, it has number grid, letter formation chart, and then stickers that you can use to encourage your child as they finish each week. You can give them a little sticker, and my kids are always motivated by stickers. Then for the between grades 6 and 7 daily summer activities, it is similar: reading, math, spelling, critical thinking, geography. Again, 10 weeks of activities. It has your skills list that you're working on, about the book and how to use it, and then all of the spelling words that you're going to work on throughout this workbook. And then for the older grades, it says week 1, and there will be some check boxes. So all week, a memorable moment, reading record. Monday, read it nonfiction, write it right, math time. Tuesday, spell it, in my own words, language lines, math time. Wednesday, read it, fiction, vocabulary. Thursday, language lines, in my own words, mind jigglers. Friday, math time and geography. And it does still give you the spelling words, and it gives you a little place to get creative. It says, turn the scribble into an octopus. So then you have a memorable moment, reading record, what you were reading each day, how many pages and how long you read, and then describe a character you read about this week. And then you move into the daily pages. So this is read it nonfiction. So you read a little story and have some comprehension questions. Write it right, rewrite each sentence and correct the errors. And then some math time. Tuesday, spell it, in my own words. Language lines, cross out the noun in each sentence that is in the wrong form and write the correct form above it, then circle all the other nouns in the sentence. Math time, word problems, and then for Wednesday, read it fiction with some questions. Vocabulary, language lines, in my own words, mind jigglers, ancient Egypt, math time for Friday, and then geography. And then that's how it goes. Week 2, it's the same information, different spelling words. Get creative, another little drawing spot. The same starting page, a memorable moment from the week, your reading record, describe a character you read about this week. And then again, read it nonfiction plus comprehension questions. And then answer key again in the back, which is super helpful. And there are no stickers in the upper levels, but there is a place for summer journal. If your kid wants to write down some of their favorite memories, they can do that here. This one I did find on Amazon, Summer Bridge Activities, Bridging Grades 8 to 9. It includes reading, writing, math, science, social studies, and fitness. Plus they have flashcards. Yeah, I don't know how much Emma will want to use this, or if she's going to want to do other things. It still has this skills chart, just like in the Evan Moore book, so it tells you what you're working on each week. So this has 60 days of activities, and these books have 50 days of activities, but we will not have 12 weeks, I do not think. So this is section 1, and it has a place for monthly goals and your word list. And then the physical fitness section, introduction to flexibility, math, and then grammar. Day 1. Okay, so it's the same. Sorry, this is the first time I'm really looking through this is with you. That's how I give you my first thoughts, really. So each page on both sides is one day. And so that's how it will continue to be. Day 4. Day 5, okay. Read the passage, then answer the questions, geometry, vocabulary, probability and grammar. Read the passage and answer the questions. I think that this will be good. It's not as colorful and flashy as the Evan Moore books, probably because it's going from grade 8 to grade 9. I'm not sure Emma's going to be happy about doing any sort of algebra because she's kind of over algebra at this point. I was making her do Algebra 2 placement tests the other day. She wasn't pleased. Read the playbill, then answer the questions. So again, this is just very, very basic, one page a day. It just gives them something else to do to keep them busy, to keep them engaged in learning new things, or just keeping their brain active. And then each section is a different color. And then you get to the flashcards in the back, and again, you have the answer key as well. So those are the activity books that I'm going to use. So now I'm just going to quickly flip through a little bit of these entrepreneurship units from Gather Round. I will leave a link for Gather Round in the description box. They have like a full year curriculum, which this is one of the units from a full year curriculum, but it is not the curriculum that we're using for next year. I don't know. So this is Gather Round. It has the table of contents in here. Introducing an entrepreneur. It all starts with a problem. Identify a business opportunity. Know your market. Know your business. Now you need money. Starting a business. Creating an online business. Now you need people. Pricing. Protecting your ideas. Growing pains. Title and chain of command. Creating a business plan. Setting the tone, legal stuff, money is getting complicated, meet the customer, research and development, and success. So each lesson is one day, and each day has notebooking and other things that you do. Let's see. So there is a Bible passage that you can memorize together. It's the same one for every student, and then it has some seat work, and I might have to go through this and rearrange. Okay, so week 5 seat work. Again, I have not looked through this a lot. All right, notebooking pages, different things that you have to fill out and read. And again, this is the high school level. There's going to be something different for each level, but I really like that you can have all of your different ages work together, because when you have early elementary and high school and middle school, it's hard to combine anything. So they have science and Bible, language arts and social studies, unit projects. It says all unit project pages are in the appendix, so they can be pulled out and made into your own entrepreneurship notebook. References, Bible reflection. So this will be really, really good. And I know that there's all kinds of extra activities that you can do within each unit, and there's all kinds of different books and other things. It covers art, Bible, geography, grammar, history, language arts, math, science, social studies, and home economics. Those are all the focuses in this unit. So overall, it's like a really all-inclusive unit. And then, okay, so it has the entrepreneurship unit projects, identify a problem, business idea, customer profile, competition analysis, business model, funding your idea, starting your business. These are all really interesting. I think this is going to be a lot of fun, and I think that the kids are really going to enjoy it. And there is also like a QR code that you can scan, so you can find all the extras that go with this, but you don't have to do all of the extras. And then the early reader for Lucy, same recitation passage, and then she also has seat work. And so her copy work is there, the letters are printed. I'm not sure how clear that will show on the camera, but so she can copy that out, and it has some calendar work and the checklist and more calendar work. So it's just it just is giving your early reader something to do. So those are all of our summer homeschool plans. I hope it doesn't seem like too much to you. The reading and the workbooks are the main part of what we do in the summer, and it really doesn't take a lot of time. And also the reading, my kids do a lot of reading in the evenings, but during the summer, we do sit out on the deck and try to just have some quiet time in the afternoons to do that. This year will be the first time that I have more of a unit study with that entrepreneurship unit from Gather Round. But based on how the kids did with the Easter mini unit, I think that they will really enjoy this entrepreneurship unit, because it is something that they have talked about especially Jack and Emma, as to having their own business. It's something that they are really interested in. So thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to go see Angie's video to see what she is planning for this summer. And if you have any questions for me, please leave them in the comments, or you can certainly email me. My contact form is in the description box as always. Thank you again so much for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks guys, bye.